Good afternoon and welcome to Matchday Live here on LUTV. Leeds United, 2 home wins in the space of just a few days, looking to make it a hat-trick on the road at Bristol City. 12:30 kick-off. This game is available outside the UK and Ireland. Get your Matchday pass right now from the LUTV website. Joining me in the studio, as ever, is Michael Bridges. Bridgie, we've 3 times in the space of just over a week, and it's been a good couple of occasions so far. Is it going to be a third one today?
I certainly hope so. It would be absolutely magnificent to pick up the 9 points after the international break. I think the biggest one for me was the Sheffield United result. That was absolutely huge. So 2 very big home games. Now the lads are travelling. It's all about keeping that same mindset, going away from home, getting a job done and coming back with the 3 points for themselves and for the fans that have travelled. And
those 2 home games, of course, against Sheffield United and Watford were very different in many respects. The Sheffield United game, some of the best football we've seen, and then Leeds at the start of that Watford one with a couple of early goals, and then again ended up 2-1. When the games are coming at this kind of frequency, is it very much about just getting the points on the board?
Yeah, well, they can't come quick enough when you're winning. When you're in that mindset and you're in that rich vein of form, the games can't come quick enough, and you love it. Like you said, the squads are here, the players are wanting to be involved, everybody is wanting to be part of a winning mentality, and that is a really good culture that I see for this group of players. I've said it about how quality we look together on the field. I've seen the dynamics and the atmosphere off the field. We've added a little bit more to that with the new players that come in that we're going to discuss later on. So it's all really, really blending well this season. And like you say, when the games are coming thick and fast and you're in a rich vein of form, you're going into it full of confidence, mate, and nothing should be, feel like it can stand in your way. And I think Daniel Farke and his staff give the players that belief as well.
You can see the players arriving earlier this morning down in Bristol. A win today, potentially temporarily, but would put Leeds at the top of the table. It's like a show of the headphones walking in, isn't it? It's all the different brands you can get. A win today could put us top of the table. This is the 12th game of the season today, so we're at that kind of quarter point of the season. As a fan, we're looking at the table. As a player, do you start looking at that? When do you start paying attention to it and thinking, no, this is going quite nicely?
Well, if there's anything the current squad of players can learn off, it's this comment here. 99-2000, I was looking at the league table. We were top at Christmas. We went and celebrated the Peacock. We thought we'd won the league over the road. We got carried away, and sadly we finished 3rd that season. We lost sight, and we were looking at the table too much and thinking that we'd already got there beforehand. I'll only ever say that you should start looking at the table after Christmas, going to the back end of January into February. You've got to be in around the mix. Anything before that, when you start thinking, oh, we won the league, we're top of the league at Christmas, believe you me, it doesn't happen, because we were absolutely, I suppose you could say that we got carried away, we're a little bit arrogant. So this group of players can't do that, but you've got to be in the mix, and there's no more incentive needed when you know if you can get 2 goals, you can go top of the league. If you win by a 2-goal deficit, it throws the gauntlet back to the other teams that are playing tomorrow.
Thanks for reminding us of that season, Bridgie.
Sorry, mate.
Well, we all thought we were going to go and win it, but there you go. The players, you can see glorious sunshine down there in Bristol. Pascal Strike getting ready and warmed up with that centre-back partnership that's doing pretty well at the moment. Bristol, we'll come on to them in more detail. On the run at the moment, they're also undefeated in 6 like us, more draws than us. We've had more wins in there. What are they looking at this season? What are their kind of aspirations for the season?
Well, I think any team that's in this division has got the aspirations as playoffs. That is the minimum. You can't be looking at finishing mid-table or trying to avoid relegation. In this league, you've got to set your sights on the top 6 and to getting them playoff places. Bristol, like you say, they're in a rich vein of form. 4 draws, 2 wins. We've obviously got 4 wins and 2 draws in that same frame. So there's a lot more points on the board, but this isn't going to be easy. They're a team, like you say, we'll discuss them later on, but when you're in that kind of form, Ashton Gate's not an easy place to go as well. I've played there as well as Leeds United. So the players have got to be mentally switched on, and Pascal Strauch, he'll have them switched on. I hope he can get another goal like he did against Sheffield United.
Yes, of course, the opening one from a corner. How could you forget that?
Yes, exactly.
They don't come around necessarily that often. We saw Dan James there getting ready and warmed up. He comes in to replace Laji Ramazani, who we now know is going to be on the sidelines for a period of a good few weeks. It is ligament damage to him, which is a shame after that. Well, he got clattered, didn't he, against in that game against Watford after scoring the opening goal. So it's Dan James in on the wing. Sam Byron comes in for the suspended Junior Firpo as well. Those are the 2 changes to the team.
And the two changes of the team, I don't see anything where I would kind of go, oh, Bristol are going to see that and go, right, this is a chance to try and exploit Sam Byram. He's a weaker fullback. No, he's not. It's basically like for like. And Dan James coming in, you got a Welsh international footballer dying to get himself back in the field. When he's not injured, he's performing. When he's coming off the bench, he's ready to score goals, and he gets his opportunity once again. So again, I'm gutted for Ramazani because he's looked very, very good this season. The intelligence, the quality on the ball. He invited that challenge. He's out, but Dan James, pace to burn, a defender's nightmare. So again, you can't see that as, oh, we're missing another player, somebody's coming. It's like for like. So the squad, that 11 starting players, no problems whatsoever.
Just a very quick mention as well, a new signing this week who's come in, Joshua Guilavogi as well.
Please, you had to pronounce his name and not me.
He's there. I get that one out of the way for you there. Who's come in as an experienced player who's played Champions League, he's played for Atletico Madrid, you know, really, really experienced at France International in the past as well. Was really taken by his interview with LUTV earlier in the week, not only talking about wanting to play for this club and the size of the club, but also what impact he can have, hopefully on the field, and he's on the bench today, but also off the field with the younger players. This is a young squad, and we only see, as fans, we only see what's out there on the pitch, but players can have a big impact off the pitch as well.
Absolutely huge, and like you say, the wealth of experience. When you look at the stats and the teams he's played for and the matches, Champions League, you kind of go, wow, this is a special player. But when you were talking about his interview, what he was talking about, I want to be a mentor, I want to come and pass on that knowledge, excuse me, to the younger players. A leadership role. Now, it's hard to do that when you're just basically arriving at the squad. But obviously he's thinking about that as the long term, what he wants to do for the rest of this season with the team. And I'm all for that because we lost Liam Cooper, who was a massive inspirational player for this group of players off the field. He led by example behind the scenes and in his matches previously in the year. So a very good addition, looking forward to seeing him. All
right, we've had lots of advice so far. Don't over-celebrate the peacock, that was the first one. And hopefully new signing can give some advice to the younger players as well. Okay, let's hear one of those players. Coming into the starting 11 today, here's the thoughts pre-match of Sam Byram.
Well, Sam, it's pressure in every game, I think, in the Championship, and no different today, I'm guessing.
Yeah, obviously away from home, we want to keep our solid run going. You know, we're off the back of 2 good results, and we want to carry on that today.
You come back into the starting 11. The aim for everybody is to maintain that momentum, I guess, is it?
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, we've got a squad full of players that are ready to play whenever called upon. No different with myself, and same for everyone else. You know, like I say, we're off the back of a good run, and we want to keep that going.
Their home form's decent. Are you expecting a tough game today?
Yeah, like you say, we've touched on that in our pre-game meetings. It's a tough place to come, tough place to get points, but as ever, we're here to win the game, and you know, that's our aim.
Sam Byram getting ready to go in that starting 11 today for Leeds United. Remember, this is available outside the UK and Ireland. You can get your Matchday pass from the LUTV website. Talking about going away from home now after a couple of draws on the road, a couple of wins at home, turning those draws into wins is important if we want to progress this season.
It is. I mean, staying unbeaten is a good thing to have as well. You obviously don't want to lose. And it's that momentum. I think we had, you know, when we had Stewie Dallison here the other day, it was fascinating to hear his take on what goes on now in a short window from game to game, because it's changed from my time, it's changed from before my time, gone to a new level. So it was nice to hear that the ritual that the lads are going through with the cool downs, the ice baths, the getting themselves prepared, the players that don't. It's all about that process, but then the management side coming into it. So, you know, we just had a chat there with Sammy Byram, heard what he has to say. I know for a fact during the last game, leading into this, the video session they would have been doing on Bristol City, just to show each individual player what roles and responsibilities are required from them to play against this player that they're going to be up against this day, and what the team dynamics are going to be going in, what Liam Manning has been working on with this team to get them unbeaten in 6 games. They're the key areas. So you don't have to do the work on the training park as much, as long as you've got this switched on and you know your roles and you go out with the right frame of mind. So that's the question. At home it's brilliant because we've got a 12 person here with the fans. Absolutely incredible. Going away is a completely different concept. We've got to nullify their fans and take the game to them.
Yeah, let's take a look back at that game against Watford. You talked about a 12th man. At one stage it looked like it was going to be an absolute rout, that game against Watford, didn't it? The way that it started and the intensity from Leeds, and look, there were a couple of big goalkeeping errors to help us on the way. But just talk us through this, because it was an incredible start to the match.
Absolutely frightened. I mean, at one point when you saw the goalkeeper make the mistake from Ramazani here, and thankfully goal line technology played a huge part. The first 7 minutes, I think this could be a cricket score the way things are going, and the form that we are in the attacking sense of the field. Now, I said to you before this game, Rich, Watford would come here, as Stewie Dallas did, Watford will come here with a back five, that midfield four and the one in front. They were trying to stop conceding goals. Now when that happened the first few minutes, that's their game plan completely gone out the window, and Ramazani was a key figure, but it was the whole build up to this goal, how you'll see down the line, the third. They're the things that scare the life out of defences when we play like this, and this is the same intent that we've got to go with at Ashton Gate to get one against Bristol City. The good start is key, because last season we started games horrendously in the first I would say 6 games of the season. We always playing catch up. We've started this season with much more momentum and forward thinking. And
is this a sign here when you see a goal like this of a team that is confident, because I'll have a pop from the edge of the box, because who knows what's going to happen.
So what I'll take from that is keep an eye on where Ramazani's had the shot from, but even if the goalkeeper saves it, we've got 2 players getting inside that 6-yard box to actually threaten the goalkeeper there as well. So the players are, like you say, Piru there and Nonto, the 2 of the strikers, they're in the box waiting for the area. So I love the fact that Daniel Farke is allowing players to go and get in the end of the field. He's not thinking, oh, we've got to be defensive, numbers behind the ball. And then a man that got the second goal early on in the game, Aronson, I thought he needed this goal hugely. For him, for the fans, for everything about this football club, and it was a really well taken goal again, and that was the moment you thought, this could be an incredible night at Elland Road. But he, the boss, had other ideas, because he didn't celebrate, and he obviously knew something was coming, and it was going to be quite a tough night to hold on to that lead.
How strange is a game like that when you play in it, and actually it's almost, with respect to the opposition at that point, it's almost too easy. Look how it's all unfolded. How difficult is it to stay switched on, to keep going? I mean, Daniel Farke said after the match, what we needed to do was go and score a third goal.
Yeah, well, and he was quite right. I think what happened here, what actually sucked out, the 2 goals sucked the life out of Watford, no doubt about it, because they've got to get back in. But second half, they had a really good system which threatened Leeds, and they nearly got themselves back in the game. The thing that I think deflated us was the Ramazani injury, because we were on the front foot, but there was about 5 to 6 to 7 minutes taken out of that game early on because of the injury, because he got up, he went down. Obviously we know he's going to be out for quite a while, but that allowed Watford to just settle themselves back down, and we kind of lost our dynamics and didn't go and capitalise from that moment onwards.
Okay, well, your commentary team today, as always, is Bryn Law and Tony DeRiga. They're at Ashton Gate getting ready in place for this 12:30 kickoff. Let's get the thoughts of them pre-match.
Well, it's a glorious day here in Bristol, really warm, so much so that Tony has taken his coat off. Yep, I know, dramatic news. And also team news, a couple of changes in the team. Sam Byram and Dan James come in, kind of as we anticipated, I guess, Tony?
Yes, it is. Enforced changes as well. So 2 players had to come in. I think Sam Byram is the obvious choice, in that so much experience. Any time that he is needed at the end of a game, he's the one to come on rather than Schmidt in that left back position. And then of course Dan James, what a fantastic season he had last season. He's coming back and he looks sharp and quick, and I think away from home as well, just that extra bit of speed over the top. Seems a pretty straightforward choice to me.
On days like today, whoever comes into the side, the job is to keep things ticking over, isn't it?
It is, and it's a nice side to come into though as well. They're playing well, they're confident, gaining results as well. We know it's not going to be easy here. They haven't lost at home, had a few draws, but it's going to be tough. But we face those challenges wherever we go, and the boys that come in know they have to perform. And I think in a squad situation, it's exactly what you want. That
tight little group at the top, that means there's a lot of pressure on every game at the moment, isn't there?
When isn't there? It's just the way it is, and they keep coming, and quick and fast. 3 points, doesn't matter who they're against, are extremely valuable. I agree with you in that you've got 3 kind of away with 3 points clear behind. I'd like that gap to get bigger, and I'd like to actually just have 2 at the top. So plenty of work to be done still.
Plenty of work to be done. Hopefully Leeds United do it well this afternoon. Full coverage a little later.
Yeah, Bryn and Tony will be heading up to the gantry and bringing you all the commentary from 12:30 onwards today. Bristol City, an interesting one. Like we've mentioned earlier, both teams come into this 6 unbeaten, 4 wins and 2 draws for us, 2 wins and 4 draws for them. And it just goes to show, especially in this league, those differences of turning draws into wins make a big difference.
Huge points on the board. Like you say, that's what it's about. you'd rather just have the draw than the loss, there's no doubt about it. But the challenge, like I was saying, to continue this rich vein of form that we are in. You know, Bristol City are at home, but they would have seen the dynamics of this Leeds United attack. I'd go as far as to say the best attacking threat when you think about the attacking players that we have at our disposal. They would feel the life out of any team in this division going, we've got to defend for our lives. And I think, you know, what Wilder said after the game against Sheffield United, absolutely outstanding, toughest team we've played this season. I think it was Barry Brannan was talking about saying he was the toughest team playing this season, Leeds United. So they are the stats and the things you want to hear, which is good. But again, it's no good just doing it in the early part of the season. This has got to stretch through on. And the away results, I've got to say, the away form, we must just stay unbeaten. Home, go for the wins. Away, I'll take a draw.
These compliments people give Leeds United, it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
No, it doesn't. Come on.
Other people complimenting Leeds United is... Oh, it basically gives me the shivers, quite frankly, Bridget. Listen, Bristol City today, mustn't forget, we talk about this run of form that both teams are in, 6 unbeaten. So, you know, both teams coming into this wanting to extend that. But that, I was going to say, that home form is incredible.
Yeah, 10 unbeaten at home. Not an easy place to go. That's what, you know, Liam Mann has done for this team. He's given them the belief at home. And I talk about Elland Road being a fortress with the fan base that give you that. I think the fan base in the last match against Watford really galvanised. I think Joe Roden chatted about it, Aronson chatted about it. Just helped to make sure that we got that 3 points. Now away from home, we're not going to do that. So that's how we've got to embrace the pressure that Ashton Gate fans and Bristol City are going to put on our players to try and nullify them. So it's all things that you've just got to make sure that this is switched on, because there's no doubt about it. The lung capacity, the players, the wanting, the quality of players and what they have at their ability wise, but it's all about up here, and this is a tough thing. It's a dangerous thing and it's a great thing when it works.
Let's talk a little bit about the opposition today and where those threats might come from. You've been taking a look at them from a tactical point of view, and Sam Byram of course comes in today. He could play a key role. Yeah,
key role. I was looking at them, you know, third in the attacking crosses from accuracy in wide areas. So Sam Byram's coming in for Firpo. Now I love Firpo, Junior Firpo, when he's going forward. You know, his assists, his goals. Defensively, because he allows himself to go so far forward with Daniel Farke, sometimes he can get exploited defensively. Now I think Sam Byram, he's not going to give us as much going forward, but defensively he's not going to allow, you know, them position to be exploited. So he's going to have his defensive head on, and I think for this type of game in them wide areas, just to nullify the threat of Bristol City's wingers, Sam Byram's like a key, as is Bogle in this one. And the other one, I was looking at Naki Wells. He's still playing. I mean, he's ancient, but he's still doing it. And he got 2 goals in the last game against Stoke. So what they've also got as well, showing that they got resolved. They were 2-0 down at half time. They looked done and dusted, similar to what we had here at Elland Road. They found a way, Bristol City, to come back against Stoke. And Naki Wells is another player that obviously we've got to watch out for. And the other player is a Japanese boy, Harakawa. He scored against Middlesbrough. I'm a big fan of his. I've seen him play in Asia when I was over in Australia at a younger age, so keep an eye on this guy. If we can, again, another key player that Bogle is going to have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it's a great matchup today, an exciting one in store, and we are counting down just over 10 minutes to go until kick-off. Last season, of course, an important win for Leeds down at Ashton Gate, 1-0, and Willie Nonto with an important goal for him as well. Let's take a look at that, because we were talking the other day about when you go to a ground where you've scored a goal, you go there full of confidence thinking, I'm going to have another one here today.
Well, I just love playing at Goodison Park against Everton. Didn't matter whether it was Leeds United or Sunderland. I found a way to score at them grounds, and this game was massive. I mean, the celebrations were huge. Willie Nonto as well. The touch, we don't normally see him just smashing them with his left foot like that. You know, I'm used to seeing Willie Nonto with his right foot, but that is just a special. I mean, the goalkeeper, you know, he's stunning with the eyes, Willie Nonto there. The celebrations were huge, and I think that was a key victory. So again, if Willie can be on form today, he's obviously, he'll watch that game over and over, that goal, because players do. We like retweeting things.
Are you wanting me to mention this goal that you scored? All right, if you go on Bridges' Twitter, you will see the goal, the wonder volley. I'm going to call it a loopy wonder volley
against Everton
that you scored against Everton. It's on his Twitter. Yeah. At some point today, go and have a look.
So Willie would have been watching his.
That's why you're angling me, isn't
Thank you very much.
No worries whatsoever.
Good little plug there. But again, that's what gives you confidence. So if it's not Willie watching his goal from us, the staff would have said, Willie, this is what we're about. We've got to go there and get a result, because that gives you the feel-good factor. When players see themselves scoring goals like that, it brings a smile to your face. So Willie Nonto, you know, the confidence players as well, he'd be loving it. So plenty more of that, please.
Yeah, he is the smiliest man in the squad. He's been chatting to LUTV this week about his start to the season and the mindset for the team going into this weekend.
Willie, a busy few days, a few big results. I'm guessing spirits are high in that dressing room.
Yeah, I think we are really happy. We know we are in a good way. We want to keep going, and of course we know that Saturday is going to be a tough game, but we have all the quality to do it, and we're going to try to do it.
Just going back to the last few days in the two games, two contrasting games. One really hard fought, and against Watford took a lead early. How would you assess the pair of those matches?
Yeah, I feel like there were two different games. Probably Sheffield was the easiest one. We knew going into the game that they were leaders, and we wanted to start the game well. We did it. We couldn't score straight away, but we did it eventually, and yeah, we won. But I feel like Watford was really tough. We scored quite early, and sometimes it's not a good thing, because you have loads of time left, and I feel like we kind of faded away in the second half, but yeah, we managed to win, and that's the most important.
Did you ever feel in that second half you were going to throw it away or concede again, because it got quite tense out there?
No, I wouldn't say throw it away. Of course, they started to put some pressure on us. We had to defend well, be cool, and kind of show the personality that we have, and I think we did it. So I wasn't really scared of anything. I was really confident.
Did you feel last year's experience, the unbeaten runs, is starting to come to the fore now in those games? You've got that experience of what it takes to get through those matches.
Yeah, I feel like last year this was made I would say the difference in the season, because in the Championship it's really important to kind of get this run going, and I feel like that's what we want to do this year. We think game after game, and yeah, we know that we have to win against every opponent, and we try to do it.
There was a bit of a spotlight on the team after Sunderland with the way the game ended. Do you think you've sent a bit of a statement to the character in the group that you can just put two victories close together again?
Yeah, I feel like Sunderland was I can say it's a good game. We showed that we are probably one of the best teams in the league. I feel like this was kind of a statement in itself. We didn't really okay this can happen, but then going into a big game like Sheffield and showing this type of mentality is what then show a signal to other teams, and I think we did it.
A big week for you personally with 2 awards as well.
Yeah.
Despite your young age, do you feel like you've got some experience to bring to the group to try and lead some of the newcomers and obviously set the standards?
Yeah, I think so. I would say I've been in all the situations in my career already, so I know how to deal with a couple of things that can happen, and if I can help, I try to do it as much as I can, and that's what I try to do every day. But I would say I don't feel that young anymore. I came here, I was 18, I'm gonna be 21 soon, and time goes fast, and I try to enjoy every day, but at the same time I know that I'm not a baby anymore, and I have to act like a man.
You mentioned in the recent interview you've got many goals you want to achieve this year. Can you expand on any of those?
I think we all have one specific goal, and I feel like that's the most important. I don't want to say it because I'm scaramantic, superstitious. Scaramantic is Italian, but yeah, I feel like that's my main goal for the season, and yeah, of course, to achieve this, I have to make sure I'm at my best, and yeah, I try to do it every week.
Last year we had some happy memories there, thanks to yourself. I'm sure you'll be looking to replicate that. Yeah,
I think as I said it before, Bristol last season was kind of a special moment, or like a turnaround in my season, and yeah, it's just a positive memory for myself and for the team as well, because of course we got a win, and hopefully we can do the same Saturday. I'm sure that it's going to be a tough game. They are a good opponent, but so are we. We know our qualities. We know that we have probably a better team, and we want to show it on the pitch.
Yeah, Willie Gnonto in some form at the moment, and he was talking there about a couple of things, about what you were saying, good memories when you go back to a ground that you've scored at, you've had good memories there, and also little superstitions and all that kind of stuff. Is that something that a lot of players had? Did you have those kind of things pre-match, any sort of those superstitions?
It made us chuckle there when I heard Willie Gnonto talking about that there, because mine was, I must have, before the match, I used to have beans on toast, 2 poached eggs. Used to have, if they were hard boiled, they'd go back, and I had to make sure they were runny. It was, a thing. Butterflies before the game, me and Stewie Dallas talked about. If I didn't have butterflies, I was wondering why. So that would really affect me.
Eggs were overcooked, probably.
Really,
yeah, might be that.
Really affected us mentally though, because I'm thinking, why am I not feeling the butterflies and that? And then the other one was, if you scored a goal, I'd always keep the same So obviously you've got your shin pads or your shin guards. I'd always keep the same tubey grip wrapped around. I wouldn't wash it, I wouldn't take a new pair. I knew if I'd scored a goal, they had to stay on for the next game. Now thankfully I didn't go on a good long run of games of 9 or 10 goals when I scored. It was only 2 or 3 games in back to back, so they didn't get too smelly. But yeah, just like there's crazy things like that. So it's amazing what players go through. And then there's other players that don't have any at all. So it was funny to see Willie talking about that. And I'm hoping he's got them absolutely spot on for this game.
Definitely. That's the only time I've heard the word tubey grips and baked beans in the same sentence before. But there you go.
That was the first for everything.
Okay, we're closing in on kick-off. Less than 5 minutes to go. Bridgie, how's this one going to go today? We heard from Willie Nunn today. I mean, he's 3 assists in the last 2 away games. Really, you know, this season in fantastic form. And the rest of those front players as well. How's this game going to go? What's the score going to be?
The good thing is we're not relying on one person to score the goals here. We are spreading it around that front players that have been involved. We've got the midfield dynamics. I'm suggesting that we're going to control the midfield because Tanaka and Rothwell have been amazing. They keep their place once again. Control the midfield, get the ball in the final third as we always do, and we've got to be clinical today. And I'm suggesting that we are going to get. I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to go 2-1 away win.
2-1 away win.
Put numbers on it finally.
Yeah,
actually said.
So quite often, Bridge will go, it might be this or it might be that, and it's just hedging his bets. But he's literally going for this one. 2-1 today. As you can see, the fans are in and ready to go. This is a huge game with a chance for Leeds United to go top of the league. They're on the back of 2 wins at home, 6 undefeated, as are Bristol City. So which way is this going to go? You'll see all the action on Matchday Live. Here come the players and the referees. Let's hand you over to our commentary team at Ashton Gate, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Welcome, thanks Rich. Something's got to give in terms of those unbeaten runs perhaps here today, although it would be worth mentioning that Bristol City's unbeaten home run thus far does include 3 draws, so the potential for all square parity is on the list as well. We have the 2 teams out in front of us now, Bristol City in red and white and Leeds United in the yellow away strip, and the Leeds United fans who travelled in huge numbers again. They've got a decent away allocation here at Ashton Gate, are seated behind the goal away to our left hand side, so that area of the stadium is